All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I had a request to check out this video here. This is from Goatcast Hoops, and the video title is "The False Narratives That Created LeBron's GOAT Inclusion." And this is a new video; it just came out this week. So, I wanted to check it out here and see if I agree with it, if I disagree with it, if I have anything to add. And also, it's been a little while. It's been a nice little break from LeBron stuff. I gotta say, I've been enjoying basketball this season so much more without him. I've actually been able to watch some Laker games because you guys know I used to like Luka. I mean, I still do like Luka, but he's on the wrong team. And I've been watching Austin Reeves since his rookie year. And I've always saw good things there, and I'm noticing their chemistry is so good right now. Like their offensive flow, their defensive flow, everything is looking like a solid, title contending team. And the irony is they don't have LeBron James, and that's the reason why it's working out so well. So it's going to be funny to me once LeBron does come back, because I think that the chemistry is going to be gone. The joking around and having fun that they're doing is going to be gone. Like I see like Austin Reeves and Luka are like best friends now, just like joking around and talking trash and having fun and winning. I bet that all goes out the window once LeBron is back in the door. But anyways, the point is it's been really, really fun watching the NBA this year, and I hear ratings are up as well, all due to the so-called phony ass GOAT not being around. Can you imagine that with Michael Jordan? Actually, you don't have to. Remember when Michael Jordan retired and the ratings tanked? Then he came back and then the ratings skyrocketed. Then he left in 98 and the ratings tanked again. Like, we have the history. It all happened. But with LeBron, I feel like it's going to be the opposite thing. When he finally does retire, that's when the ratings really skyrocket. And they're already kind of skyrocketing because this year is the closest thing to a season without LeBron that we've gotten so far, because he's been absent this whole time. Anyways, long rambling intro out of the way. Let's get to this. I'm linking the original video down below in the description. So if you want to check out the channel, it is Goatcast Hoops. Link is down there. You'll see a list of channel members. Shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys. Let's just get right onto this, okay? Like the video if you could. Hit that hype button if you could. It all helps out. And let's get to this.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Why we got to start the video like that? Oh, so the title is The False Narratives. Yeah, the false narratives that he started himself.
For so many reasons.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
Now, before this whole GOAT debate thing, I didn't have any issues with LeBron or his fans. It just seemed once media shoehorned him into the conversation is when the fandom, in my opinion, went sideways. I mean, I've said this on my channel many times and will continue to say it. LeBron James is a great player. I don't think anyone with a working pair of eyes and that knows basketball can deny that he is great. Now, being great doesn't mean you are the greatest.
Absolutely.
That's where I have to draw the line and really push back. I've spoken my piece on LeBron James several times on this channel, but I try not to focus on him all the time. But I got some inspiration listening to some fellow content creators. I felt the need to voice a few of my opinions and break down why some of James' narratives, or better yet, false narratives, are really just oversimplified statements that when really analyzed and given context, should be taken with an absolute grain of salt. We've heard them before. LeBron James makes his teammates better. LeBron James has faced unprecedented scrutiny in his career. We've heard LeBron James can guard every position in the NBA. It's one of the most versatile defenders. Well, each of these do have some truth to them. I won't say they don't, but let's dig deeper into all three to see how some are taken way out of context when you drill down to it.
I like how he said that, it's okay to be considered great, but there's a drastic difference between being great and being the greatest. There are a ton of great basketball players throughout the history, just in the NBA alone. It doesn't mean they're all the greatest. Drazen Petrovic was great. It doesn't mean he's better than Jordan and he's the greatest of all time. No, then I mean that in the most respectful terms. But there's so many other players. You got D Wade, I don't need to list because it seems like I'm demeaning them, but I'm not. You're on the list of greatness. That should be enough. It's like Charles Barkley says, and actually Stephen A says it now too. It's like, if I got you at number 2 or number 3 of all time, why aren't you happy about that? Why you got to get mad because you're not number 1? Shouldn't you feel like complimented and flattered? Wow, out of all the players and all the history of the game, you're considering me in the top 3 or the top 5 or whatever it is. I'd be ecstatic with something like that. That's awesome.
But first, if you enjoy NBA breakdowns and analysis, please subscribe to the channel. We are working for that 2,000 sub mark and can't do it without you guys. Also, check out the GOATcast podcast, streaming live every week with guests and some wild takes. Thank you, and now let's get into this.
Let's do it. Makes his teammates better. I'm gonna hold back until I hear what he says, because you guys know how I feel about this one. Let's talk about Kevin Love. Let's talk about Chris Bosh. Let's do this.
The narrative that LeBron James makes his teammates better has been both widely celebrated and criticized, depending on the context and perspective. This idea stems from LeBron's ability to elevate team performance through his basketball IQ, passing, and leadership, but critics argue that the narrative is often overstated or misconstrued. Let's explore the arguments surrounding this perception. LeBron's passing ability and vision are among the best in NBA history. He consistently sets up teammates for high-quality shots, which contributes to improved individual stats for many players. For example, role players like Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith, and Mike Miller have flourished alongside LeBron as catch-and-shoot specialists.
Yeah, it's always in the wing. It's always in the wing. Those guys do eat.
Because of the spacing his drives create. Big men like Chris Bosh and Kevin Love transitioned to floor spacing roles, benefiting from LeBron's ability to collapse defenses and find open shooters.
I mean, I disagree with that, though, because if they benefited, you'd see that in the stat line. They didn't. Chris Bosh was not meant to sit in a wing and just chill there. He was meant to bump and grind in the post. He should be in here. He should be in this area. All the while, you got the shooting guard, Dwayne Wade, in there boxing out. I mean, shouldn't we have one of the guards out here shooting while the big man's inside? Sorry, that's a bunch of scribbles. But you guys know what I mean. And it's not like I'm just talking out of my ass, because just look at the stat line. Chris Bosh, when he was playing for the Raptors, versus Chris Bosh when he was playing with LeBron in Miami. Complete night and day when you force a guy. It's funny because you want to team up with a guy because of what he does good, but then you take that away from him and force him to do something else. So I out of all the examples, it's not Chris Bosh, but somebody who is like a Mike Miller, who is naturally a wing shooter. Yeah, he could actually thrive with LeBron James. But take somebody who's a post player and force him to be a wing shooter. That person is not thriving under LeBron James.
LeBron led teams almost always improve in win totals and playoff performance.
Let me see if I can turn the closed captioning off, or is it is that double?
Upon his arrival. His leadership has also been...
Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if the closed captioning was on my end or it's just on the video. Sorry about the dog, you guys. Sorry about the dog. It's really nice outside right now, so the neighbor kids are all playing around. I could hear them a little bit. Sorry about that.
In win totals and playoff performance upon his arrival. His leadership has also been credited for unifying locker rooms and managing egos, especially during championship runs. Critics and myself point out that many star teammates such as Kevin Love and Chris Bosh saw significant declines in their individual stats when paired with LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Both transitioned from being primary options on their former teams to secondary or tertiary roles, often sacrificing post touches and offensive rhythm to accommodate LeBron's ball-dominant style.
Yeah, it's because he needs the lane wide open. We all know this by now, so that's why he plants the bigs on a wing, because he needs that spacing, because LeBron, as we know, has never been a jump shooter, so he needs a wide open lane to get to the basket, or else he's not effective. Go back to what Boston used to do to him and what San Antonio used to do with to him. That's how he learned this. He needs that lane open.
For example, Kevin Love's points per game dropped from 26.1 with Minnesota to 16.4 in his first season with LeBron. Some argue that LeBron's play style heavily revolves around spot-up shooters and rim-running bigs, limiting the versatility of teammates. Players who don't fit this mold, like playmakers or isolation scorers, often struggle to adapt. For example, Isaiah Thomas, who thrived as a primary scorer in Boston, struggled to integrate into LeBron's system in Cleveland, which limited his ball handling opportunities. Russell Westbrook struggled beside LeBron James because his style is best with the ball in his hands and not having to try to be a spot-up shooter or last-second scorer.
Yep. 100%.
LeBron's ball-dominant nature can marginalize teammates' roles as he often controls the offense. While this leads to efficiency for him, it can stifle the development of young or creative players who need touches to grow. For example, Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, who flourished after leaving the Lakers following LeBron's arrival, are often cited as players whose development was delayed in his system.
Also, right now we're seeing, I noticed this over the last 2 years too, but for those of you who are just now paying attention, Austin Reeves, fantastic. He had the point guard all along that he needed. He had the ball handler. Austin Reeves will hit the open shot. He'll drive on you. He can hit the pass anytime he wants. He can run the offense, no problem. Young, healthy, good attitude. He was your guy all along. However, when LeBron's on the court for LA, well, guess what? He's dominating the ball. So Austin Reeves isn't getting those touches. So Austin Reeves turns into a spot-up shooter as well. Not his natural game. So yeah, now you see him just thriving while LeBron has been injured or whatever. He's load managing, whatever the hell he's doing right now. But you better believe once LeBron comes back, you're going to see Austin Reeves' numbers sink again.
LeBron's presence creates immense media scrutiny and expectations. When teams fail, blame often shifts to his supporting cast, reinforcing the narrative that he is carrying an inadequate team.
Which is the first star I've ever seen this happen with, because every other star, you're going to give him the credit. Well, you're going to give him the credit for a win. You're going to also make him take the accountability for a loss. I mean, think back to like when Magic Johnson blew it in the, was it the 84-86 finals? I can't remember, against the Celtics. And then for the entire offseason, it was all tragic Magic, you know? Like all the headlines were about him being a choker. It wasn't about his supporting cast. It was about him, like what he didn't do in the finals. That's how it should be, you guys, because when they did win, he took the credit, and rightfully so. That's how it goes when you're a leader. But with LeBron fans, I don't understand this, and I never really will. It's because he's so great when they win, but when they lose, it's not anything to do with him. It's about his team sucking. Okay.
For example, teammates in Cleveland and Los Angeles face criticism for team struggles, despite LeBron himself sometimes being defensively disengaged. The idea that LeBron makes teammates better is situational. LeBron enhances teammates who fit complementary roles, shooters, defenders, and finishers, through his playmaking and ability to draw defensive attention.
But what he's not getting as a leader is that you have to lead by example. So now what we're seeing is LA's defense is way better than they have been under LeBron James. Why? Because you don't have the captain of the team being completely lazy, standing around on defense. The captain does that, then everybody else takes turns going, screw it. I'm going to take it easy on this possession. You know, I need to rest for the next offensive possession too. You know, that those bad behaviors trickle down.
His high usage rate and unique play style can marginalize certain players, particularly those who thrive in a primary scoring or playmaking role. This duality makes the narrative partially true, but oversimplified, as making this applicable depends on the teammates in question in the context of their roles. So let's just call it what it is. LeBron James makes players that fit his style of play better, which basically is what you can say for any great player in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic Johnson made the Showtime Laker team better because he had guys that fit his style of play.
I mean, Kareem didn't fit his style of play, but they worked it out. They worked it out real fast because that was a real conflicting thing. Run and gun, a run and gun player, and then the most dominant post player we've ever seen, arguably at that point. Not what a mix you would normally expect, because if you think about it, if that was LeBron James's team instead of Magic's, he would have had Kareem on the wing shooting threes instead of dominating in the post. But Magic was able to meet in the middle with him. Hey, as long as you run and you get back down on the court, you're still my primary target on offense, and we'll just work the ball through you and around you. But you got to get down on defense. So that's, you got to get back down on offense, so you got to run and gun with the rest of us. But you meet in the middle like that, well, all right, big man still got fed, and the running gun style still remained.
LeBron really made guys like Chris Bosh or Kevin Love better?
No.
Or did their unselfishness and willingness to fit into the LeBron style of play make him look better?
Yeah, and don't forget Dwayne Wade as well. Dwayne Wade was the guy without LeBron. All right, primary ball handler, the guy on offense and defense leading the charge. Pair him up with LeBron, and he had to really change his play style in order for them to win those championships. Really sorry about my dog here, you guys. Seems to be whenever I talk about LeBron James in a video. Maybe she can hear the tone of my voice or something.
When you're facing...
Sorry, I didn't get to read that. LeBron, most scrutinized star ever. Oh, maybe. Same for Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan put up with a lot of BS.
A lot of people feel like the odds are against you in this series. Do you feel like there's too much pressure put on you to be able to try to, do too much for your team? And is it fair?
No, I don't really get caught up in that. I mean, the odds been against me since I was 5-6 years old.
Do you feel a lot less pressure this finals run just because you are undermanned and you had some injuries as opposed to previous years?
I assume this was the last year in Cleveland?
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world.
The narrative that LeBron has faced unprecedented pressure compared to other NBA greats is often used to frame his career as uniquely scrutinized in the basketball world. While LeBron has undoubtedly been under immense pressure from a young age, critics of this narrative argue that it is exaggerated when compared to the challenges faced by other all-time great players. Let's examine both sides of this claim. LeBron was anointed the chosen one while still in high school, gracing the cover of Sports.
Why is it a narrative? It's because he chokes all the time. So this is the counter to basically the fact that he chokes all the time, is to be like, oh, it's because he's under so much pressure. It doesn't matter. If you're under a lot of pressure and you choke, you still choke. That's what it's all about. It's about being able to manage pressure, by the way.
Illustrated at age 17. The combination of media hype and expectations to become the next Michael Jordan put him under a spotlight unprecedented for a player entering the NBA directly from high school.
Unlike 23 didn't help him.
Past stars who rose through collegiate or professional ranks, but before reaching the NBA, LeBron's every move as a teenager was broadcast to the world. LeBron's career coincides with the explosion of social media, creating constant scrutiny and enabling direct fan interaction. This has magnified criticism, as even small moments are dissected on platforms like Twitter and Instagram, an experience players from earlier generations didn't face. For example, the infamous The Decision TV special in 2010 drew immediate backlash in real time.
Yeah, but that wasn't like people scrutinizing him. He did that. He did this. He did it. And then we reacted to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like someone else did this for him. It was his idea and he did it.
Something previous stars didn't experience at the same scale. From the beginning, LeBron's been compared to Michael Jordan.
But once again, hold on. Let me just back it up a couple seconds.
The special in 2010 drew immediate backlash in real time. Something previous stars didn't experience at the same scale.
Yeah, but once again, he did it though. So yeah, other stars didn't experience this because they weren't so full of themselves that they made an hour-long special about them not re-signing with their hometown team and going somewhere else. You know, going down to South Beach to join Dwayne Wade. Like, he's the one who created the spectacle in this case. I agree with a lot of the other stuff because social media is what it is. It's a disgusting monster at this point. But this one, he did it.
From the beginning, LeBron has been compared to Michael Jordan, often considered the greatest player in NBA history. And he is. The constant debate about his placement in the GOAT conversation has intensified the pressure of him to meet or surpass Jordan's legacy. LeBron has often been expected to deliver championships immediately upon joining new teams. For example, the Miami Heat in 2010, Cleveland Cavaliers return in 2014, Los Angeles Lakers in 2018. Every failure, like finals losses or missed playoff appearances, has been magnified as a referendum on his legacy.
Well, also because of him, because he's the one who said that one right there made me the greatest of all time. That's what I think. That's what he said. Again, it's a reaction. You can't be the bully and then cry out like you're the victim. That shit just doesn't fly with me, man. When you're the one who throws the first punch and then you get knocked the F out, well, you probably shouldn't have thrown that punch now, should you? Maybe you learned something.
That much talked about visit to an Atlantic City casino by Michael Jordan on Thursday. Before the assembled media that has been covering the Knicks Bulls series, Jordan gave his version of the trip.
It's attacked in my private life, and I really didn't like it, and I don't agree with it. But I felt a need to come out and express that and tell the truth so you guys can quit hallucinating and taking it further than what it is. You know, and now you know what it is from my standpoint. Anything else that you hear is totally false if it's not to what I just told you. And that's the honest truth. And that's all I can tell you.
Gambling, the second gambling thing that has escalated.
Jordan played in an era with immense media attention.
By the way, it was all legal. He was in Atlantic City, if I remember correctly. Big whoop-de-doo. He didn't miss practices. He didn't miss games. And guess what? After he went to Atlantic City, because he said he needed to clear his mind with his dad, he came back and dominated the Knicks and then won the championship that year. What a way to shut up the critics, huh?
Particularly after his first championship and global stardom with the Dream Team in 1992. He was scrutinized not only for his on-court performance, but also for his off-court controversies, including gambling allegations. Unlike LeBron, Jordan faced a championship or bust narrative almost every year pre- and post-1991, with critics relentlessly judging his every playoff failure before his first title. Mm-hmm. Even when he was fired from his duties in the front office with the Washington Wizards, there were scathing articles written about Jordan and his performance with them.
Yep.
You can look him up. As
yep.
the era
you see, like around here at this channel, I like to appreciate that era of Wizards Jordan. However, the general consensus was it was terrible. Jordan was getting bashed the whole time by the media for what was going on out there, you know? So it's like if he wasn't going to win a championship, what are you doing here? And it's like, dude, he's doing something else right now. He's not trying to win a championship. He's trying to help his young team like develop. But you know, that's just, he was under constant scrutiny is all I'm trying to say. And I mean, he was, after he retired the first time, they tried to say like, oh, it was because of gambling stuff. Retired the second time, nobody really talked that much trash the second time because he just won 6 championships. But when he came back, it's like everyone forgot that he won 6 championships and we're bashing him like he's a rookie or something. It's like, dude, this is just the encore. Chill out.
To Jordan, Kobe endured enormous
and it's the same way. I'm sorry. If LeBron had 7 championships under his belt right now, and we were all basically like, yeah, okay, he's the new GOAT. It is what it is. No one would be criticizing him right now as he's 41 or 42 years old or whatever. No one would be criticizing it. They'd be like, yeah, job done. You know, good job, LeBron. You did it. Now enjoy basketball until you're ready to retire.
Sure, particularly after Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers in 2004. Critics questioned whether he could win as the clear leader of a team. His reputation suffered during losing seasons and playoff exits. Bryant also played through intense personal scrutiny, including public fallout from his 2003 sexual assault case and his strained relationships with teammates. Magic entered the NBA as a high-touted #1 pick and immediately faced expectations to deliver for the star-studded Lakers. His performances in the finals, including a subpar showing in 1984, led to him being called Tragic Johnson by media.
Yeah.
A level
I
of
always
criticism
say Tragic Magic because it rhymes, but yeah, Tragic Johnson.
That deeply affected him. Chamberlain was criticized throughout his career for his inability to consistently win championships despite his dominance. His career was marred by narratives about his failures and big moments. Kareem faced constant pressure as a generational talent, especially as the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and dealt with racial and political scrutiny that added layers to his challenges. While LeBron James has indeed faced unique pressures due to early fame and the social media era, the claim that his pressure is unprecedented dismisses the immense scrutiny faced by past NBA greats. Players like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Magic Johnson faced relentless criticism, often without the benefit of today's media platforms to control the narratives. The key difference lies in the type of pressure. LeBron's has been amplified by social media, but past legends faced equally intense, albeit different forms of public and media scrutiny. Ultimately, every era has its challenges, and framing LeBron's experience as entirely unmatched oversimplifies the pressures that other all-time greats have endured. And I believe all this stems from social media being prominent in this era, which LeBron is a part of.
I'm gonna go full circle again one last time with this one. LeBron created this by saying he's the greatest of all time. Okay? Once you kick down that door, it's over. It's absolutely over. Because we're not just trying to make arguments like, oh yeah, you're definitely one of the greatest, or you're the best in the league now, or something like that. Now it's like, oh shit, you're going against like Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic, all of these guys. Now you're going against these guys. What have you done? Now you kicked open the door for all of us to basically talk about how you're not, or for the opposite end to go, this is why he's correct and this is why he is the greatest of all time. You started this. With everybody else, with Jordan, he was getting criticized over stuff that, he wasn't the one introducing this, He wasn't going out there and saying, I'm going to be the first shooting guard out there, like lead scorer. I'm going to prove all you guys wrong that I can win a championship and blah, blah, blah. He was just out there doing the best he could every year. And when he retired after because LeBron said, I'm the greatest of all time. After he won 3 championships, halfway to the target of 6. Imagine if Jordan in 93 would have retired and said, I'm already the greatest of all time, so forget about it, he never ever, still to this day, has never once said, I'm the greatest of all time. He always diverts that to talk about the other greats of eras where he was not involved in playing. So he always says, it's not fair for me to say I'm the greatest of all time because I never got to play Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, and yada yada, Bill Russell. So for the last time, LeBron, he's scrutinized because of the things he says. Because when he says open statements like this, he is insulting all of the other greats. So then all the fans of those other greats come out in defense of the player that they like. And it looks like scrutiny to LeBron James. But really, you're going to throw a punch, you're going to get punched back in this world.
If we erased all social media right now, LeBron's scrutiny or judgment looks a lot better if it's solely based on ESPN or Fox Sports 1. When he has his detractors on TV, how's that different than Jordan having his? With guys like Walt Frazier, Wilt Chamberlain, Isaiah Thomas, and others always having opinions on Jordan that don't fit what most fans believe or think.
1 through 5. Oh boy. I always say it. Can he? Sure. Can he do it well? Nope.
On the defensive end, guess what? At 36 years old, he's a better defender than your boy Kawhi Leonard right now.
He's not even a good defender in his own position right now. If you want to talk about his prime defensively around like 2013, 2014, he could guard his position. Yeah. Can he guard 1 through 5? Yes, but not well. Now he can't guard anything 1 through 5 well. That's just the state that he's in now. He doesn't play defense no more.
Because he's guarding people. So when I look at it, he's not only giving us the offensive package and making others around him better while doing it. On the defensive end, we could argue and say he's the defensive player of the year.
The narrative that
I see
LeBron
that clutch check cleared again, huh?
James can effectively guard all.
That was before Clutch went after you. That was Kendrick Perkins before Clutch basically approached him on the street and started harassing him. So this was different. This is a different narrative he was spinning. He was paid for that.
5 positions on the basketball court has been a popular talking point throughout his career. While it's true that LeBron is one of the most versatile and physically gifted defenders in NBA history, the idea that he can seamlessly lock down every position is often overstated. So let's see why this narrative is considered misleading by critics.
I wish he was that good on defense, guys. It would be really fun to talk about. I really do.
At 6'9" and around 250 pounds, LeBron possesses a rare combination of size, strength, and agility, allowing him to guard players across various positions. He has shown the ability to switch onto guards, wings, and even big men in crucial moments. Some memorable examples include guarding Derrick Rose, of course, in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, where LeBron limited Rose's efficiency late in games.
It's ironic, by the way, that the only years that I can say LeBron was actually a good defender was when he was with Miami, and that's a defensive-focused organization right there.
Tim Duncan, and even switching on to Tony Parker in the 2013 and 2014 NBA Finals. LeBron has been an integral part of defensive schemes emphasizing switchability, particularly during his time with the Miami Heat and Cleveland Cavaliers. His basketball IQ enables him to anticipate plays and defend players in isolation or on switches. Iconic defensive plays such as the chase down block on Andre Iguodala in the 2016 NBA Finals have reinforced the perception of him as a do-it-all defender. LeBron's strength allows him to occasionally hold his own against larger players in the post, but he has not consistently guarded dominant centers like Shaquille O'Neal, Joel Embiid, or Nikola Jokic. These matchups require specialized size and post defense skills, which are not LeBron's strengths. Teams have often used true big men like Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, or Anthony Davis to guard centers, allowing LeBron to focus on help defense or guarding forwards and wings. While LeBron has successfully guarded quick guards in short bursts, doing so for extended periods is not sustainable.
Oh, yeah.
Smaller, faster players like Curry or Damian Lillard have exploited LeBron's lateral movement, especially later in his career.
Oh, yeah, especially now. But, yeah, even like, what was that, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago? He can't keep up. He shouldn't be able to anyways. It's not realistic to expect him to be able to keep up, with the body size that LeBron has. I thought that this narrative was so ridiculous because I never would even fathom saying something so dumb. Oh, he could lock down 1 through 5. Why would you say that? Like he just, one, he doesn't do it. 2, how can you expect somebody with this giant body size, tree trunks for legs, to keep up with a point guard? I don't think so. And then, we got a guy who's like, he's flopping around all the time and he can't really deal with contact. You're going to say he's going to lock down the bigs, the centers, the best centers of the league? No, it's the most unrealistic thing. I would never say Jordan can guard 1 through 5. I mean, can he guard them? Yeah. But what can he really guard? 1 through 3? Well, and if we're talking about 4 and 5, he's not going to do a great job of it, but he could try. Yeah, he could be in there, but I'm not going to say he can lock him down. Hell no, man. And that's one of the greatest defenders of all time, Michael Jordan.
As LeBron aged and took on greater offensive responsibilities, his defensive intensity declined, particularly in the regular season. Critics note that while he remains capable of guarding multiple positions in high-leverage moments, he no longer commits to guarding all positions consistently over a full game or season.
Look at him just walking around.
The notion of guarding every position often ignores the reality that NBA defense relies heavily on teamwork and specialization. Even LeBron's most successful defensive moments were part of well-coordinated team systems. Guarding all 5 positions consistently is rare and situational.
And a lot of the examples that are used for him, like him playing defense, say like, oh, he's guarding Steph Curry. Yeah, that's on a switch. There was a screen and a switch. This happens 1,000 times a game. But if you just want to isolate one time where it was successful, cool. But I'm sure it's not hard if you watch some of the games to notice how many times the switch works against LeBron. You know what I mean? And then LeBron just kind of stands there and gets blown by.
Let's look at how much LeBron has guarded all 5 positions in his career. These percentages come from StatMuse, so no, it's not just headcanon. LeBron often takes on quicker guards in key moments or switches onto them during defensive schemes, though it's not his primary matchup. This is one of the more common matchups for LeBron, especially earlier in his career when he had the speed to keep up with elite scoring wings. As a small forward himself, LeBron naturally guards opposing small forwards more than any other position, especially during the prime years of his career.
It's his natural position.
LeBron's size and strength have allowed him to match up against power forwards, particularly in the latter half of his career as the NBA embraced smaller lineups.
I mean, honestly, at this point, he should just be a power forward. I don't understand what the hesitation is for, but he's not a small forward anymore. He's got a Karl Malone body, and he's going at Karl Malone speeds now. He just happens to play in the perimeter more often, but defensively, he should be guarding the power forward.
While not a primary assignment, LeBron has occasionally guarded centers in small ball lineups or switch-heavy defensive schemes. This breakdown varies depending on the team he was on, the era, and his role. For example, early in his career, Cleveland Cavs, he often defended wings more frequently. During the Miami Heat years, with their switch-heavy system, he guarded all positions more equally. In later years, his defensive matchups have leaned more towards power forwards and centers in small ball lineups. Keyword, small ball lineups. Yes, he guards centers, but mostly undersized centers or mid-level centers. Because just to put more context, the average center height in the last few seasons is around 6'10".
Crazy.
Meaning he's only given up an inch to most of these centers.
Boy, do I hope Wemby puts a stop to this, because we got to have some 7-footers again, man, and not just some 7-footers with some muscle on them again. So small ball is getting a little too small for my taste. And all it takes is one giant man to make everybody rethink what their strategy is going to be. But he's got to win. If Wemby's got to win a championship, and if he doesn't, small ball will never go away. But if he wins one championship, everyone's going to reconsider what they're doing.
Which means it's still impressive for him to be able to do that as a small forward. It's not as big of a difference in reality.
No, because if he's 6'9" and the average height for a center is 6, did he say 6'10"?
Given up an inch to most of these centers, which means it's still impressive for him to be able to do that as a small forward.
Give me a second.
Seasons is around 6'10".
6'10". So LeBron is 6'9". So my God, that's too small, you guys. But anyways, it's not a disadvantage for him then, body wise, because he's actually more muscular than the majority of these small centers. So really, he's got more of a center build than any of these other guys. He should do well guarding centers. He should.
Meaning he's only given up an inch to most of these centers, which means it's still impressive for him to be able to do that as a small forward. It's not as big of a difference in reality. But let's compare these percentages to an elite guard in the NBA.
Magic Johnson won a freaking NBA Finals and a Finals MVP playing center, and he's a point guard. But why? He's 6'9". And that's in a league of giant men.
It's also come from StatMuse. So a 6'4" combo guard has been able to guard similar percentages, albeit not exact percentages, against all positions, and is widely regarded as an exceptional defender, giving up plenty of size in certain matchups, but being effective. We've seen him give guys like Giannis problems. So when we really look at this, is this narrative really highly impressive with some extra context applied? Also, critics of the guarding every position narrative often point to players like Draymond Green or Scottie Pippen, who have historically taken on more diverse defensive assignments with greater consistency.
I mean, I might be able to even one-up that one. I'm thinking Dennis Rodman. Because Pippen would not be caught guarding a 5. Like that's something really broke down in the defense if that's happening. However, Dennis did. When there was a guy that somebody like Luke Longley could just never guard, Shaq, for instance, guess who got the assignment most of the time and who wasn't happy about it, but he did it? Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman could also shut down any position in the perimeter. So he's got the big spot because he's a natural power forward, and he had no problem guarding power forwards. So what position could Dennis Rodman not guard? Because he's quick enough to keep up with anybody on the perimeter, and he's crafty enough to handle even the biggest of the big men we've ever seen, like Shaquille O'Neal. So that's like the only guy I could really think of. Like, you really played 1 through 5. Pippen, I'll say, is one of the greatest perimeter defenders ever, and there's a case for him to be the greatest at that, and I welcome it because Yeah, he's there, man.
Draymond Green, he's known for his ability to effectively guard centers, wings, and guards throughout an entire game.
Yeah, Draymond Green's a fair example as well.
Scottie Pippen, a prototypical wing defender who consistently locked down both perimeter scorers and post players in the 90s. LeBron James is one of the most versatile defenders in NBA history, capable of guarding multiple positions in specific situations. However, the claim that he can effectively guard all 5 positions consistently throughout a game or series is an exaggeration.
Yeah, remember that time where LeBron shut down Shaq defensively? Yeah, me neither. Remember that time that he shut down Dwight Howard defensively? Yeah, me neither, man. Remember that time he shut down Steph Curry defensively? Shit, man, me neither. Yeah, no. Remember that time Dennis Rodman shut down Shaq defensively? Which time? Exactly.
His defensive prowess shines in high leverage moments, but like any player, his abilities are situational and depend on the team's defensive scheme and matchups.
That's a double team.
Narrative is best understood as highlighting LeBron's incredible versatility rather than a literal statement about his ability to guard every position equally.
This is just weak side stuff, though. He's not actually like defending the person
effectively. Well, I think LeBron James is great. I don't really understand why he must be in the GOAT debate, but those are thoughts for another time. But adding these narratives into your debate, I also don't understand when they only have some relative truth to them. But I'll finish with this. If he's your GOAT, that is fine, and I don't dislike you for it. I enjoy all opinions. My only gripe is if he's your GOAT for any of the narratives I just went through, well, I'm wrong. But what do you all think? Do you agree with these narratives, or are they just oversimplified statements? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you got this far, please hit us with a like and subscribe if you want to view more content similar to this.
I'm done with the like, and I am subscribed. Okay, cool. Oh man, LeBron fans, like, just keep it honest. I think that's what he's getting at here, and I agree. I always talk about, like, not always, sometimes I talk about how, like, being a Jordan fan's weird because, like, I tend to undersell him a little bit because the truth is so ridiculous sounding. You know, sometimes when you look at you really just break down his game and his story and everything he accomplished, it sounds like you're talking about like some fairy tale. So it's hard to really even be honest and give him all the credit that he deserves. But at least be honest. Don't oversell. If you do anything, undersell, you know, or just keep it right at bay. But LeBron fans, stop overselling it. That's the thing. If you were saying things that are honest and true, then we would have no rebuttal, you know? We'd have no defense, and we'd go, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, it's like saying LeBron is really good at driving to the basket and dunking the ball. Yeah, that's true. But if you want to say like, oh man, LeBron is a great post player or a mid-range player, he can guard 1 through 5, dude, shut up. Stop it. Stop it. You're taking away from the things he actually does good. You know? So, anyways, I thought this was a great video, you guys. Quick heads up. GoCast Hoops, this channel has 3.7 thousand subscribers, so link is down below if you enjoyed this one and you want to go subscribe or check out the channel. That's going to be in the description for you guys. And I think that's all I'll walk away with. I thought this was a really cool video, and he brought up very good points. And it's just weird. I think that's been the whole frustration from all of us, like all of us truth seekers, is all the false narratives, you know, all the BS that comes out. Well, it's frustrating because, like, obviously, like, LeBron has done some good things. So why don't you just talk about those? You know, talk about the things that are grounded in reality that he actually did. And, you know, you won't be in constant debates, and you won't be in a position where you're having to call everyone haters and whatnot because you're lying, you know? So get your facts straight, get your shit together, tell the truth, and then wherever the pieces may fall. Stop being so insecure with your choice of a GOAT in a sport that you can't handle somebody basically coming back and saying, I disagree with you. Here's how I see it. That's not hate. That's called a conversation. And I know in 2025, people don't have conversational skills anymore, and they also don't have critical thinking, and they're all caught in their emotions all the time. So, you know, it's like, oh, you disagreed with me, that means you're a hater. No, dude, that means we're having a freaking conversation. That means the world doesn't revolve around you, and there's other opinions out there other than your own. Maybe you should listen a little more, talk a little less. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here with that rant. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hit that subscribe plus if you want to support my channel. And most importantly, most importantly, is to be water, my friends. Peace out. Thanks for hanging out.